Peace, everyone. I hope you are very well, wherever you may be. Today I am back with another video in the Consciousness Expansion mini-series, and I'm going to jump right into another book lecture. I will be reading directly from Peaks and Valleys, which is a manuscript I recently compiled and published that is available for anybody that is interested. The links will be in the description below, but I will be making this course online, free and available, also going into detail and further explaining some of the contents in the material. I stand on the shoulders of giants, as they say. This is nothing new, but we are here to remind each other that we're all divine beings and we all can have the boundless potential as long as we seek it. Let's get right into the book. The information is, I have to organize the information, obviously, to share it with everybody. So, as aforementioned, we are traversing through waveforms across a vast electromagnetic spectrum of which our physical bodies are capable of rendering an extremely limited percentage. The sensory capacity being limited to experiencing what studies show to be less than 1% of universal waveforms interweaving inside the firmament. Well, let us go back to the term responsibility, or the ability to respond. Respond to what? Intuition, God, emotions, gut, instinct, spirit, prana, potential, mind, feelings, heart. These frequencies are all part of the same divine machinations, as the different anatomical systems inside of the human body have specialized spirit intelligence guiding harmonious operations, the universal band director and conductor. Yes, we have the potential to respond to this omnipresent life force intelligence, and we have the inner awareness to bring forth light to the darkest corners of our internal being, unraveling the spirit as it transcends to its sole purpose here in its period of self-contemplation, which is the life experience, and beyond in its period of transcendence. In response to the light of the life spirit that shines through the darkness, your truth must be aligned and balanced internally by you. All of our energy patterns are our responsibility. For whom is supposed to be in charge of such thought habit forms other than the individual? We are here to help each other remember we are never alone, but rather all one, that we are self-sovereign beings who are not in need of government. As you see, govern to control mente, or ment, mind. You are your own leader. Govern also, governare, to control. You are your own leader and always will be. Human consciousness has capability of harnessing through listening to the divine that is inside of you. The spirit will do whatever it can to stay alive when in a state of clarity. When one is at peace, listening not with the ears, but living from the heart, connecting to the heavenly serenade of the cosmic strings emanating the firmament in the internal realms of the oversoul. The all-present universal power is electromagnetically transmitting prana, or life force, through highly advanced biological systems. Breath intakes oxygen, which chemically activates the blood in the body to move through a complex venous and arterial system connecting all functioning of the systems together. Now, what part of this do you have to worry about on a daily basis? For most, humans are generally not thinking about breathing, we just breathe. Similar to the heartbeat. We don't generally think about the magnetic vortex of energy that is propelling a mechanical power producing constant electrical output with an electromagnetic field that has been noted to be many, many times greater than that of the brain. 100 to 5,000 times stronger magnetically and 100,000 times stronger electrically, and can be energetically detected in part of what is known as an aura or toroidal vibrational field surrounding a human body, not seen with the naked eye. Let me pause. So, I'll pull up some photos and I'll drag them over here while I'm reading, because visuals definitely help understand the material, help the mind digest the material. I brought this photo up in some prior videos, and I really enjoy referring to it because it gives a very simple chart of thought frequency forms that have higher and lower vibrational frequencies that, when transmitted, produce what we're visually referring to on this chart here as lower and higher, faster and slower. The slower and becoming more dense and down into matter, as you see here, and the higher being up and lighter. That's the heart. The heart is light as a feather. Wholesome bliss, freedom, love, the highest frequencies, gratitude, faster than the speed of light. You see, and below here, we have that willpower right under and power. So you don't want to get stuck in these. You want to transcend will and your willpower, literally the top two, into and integrate them into these higher frequencies. And that's part of balancing the chakras and through ancient tradition and connecting with the cosmos and the divine for thousands of years. And we have this DNA that we need to, it's been changed for sure, but we need to unravel and help remind ourselves. Pull these over here. Help remind ourselves we have this inside of all of us. Let's go. And if you're on a certain, consciousness expansion course on your own journey and you come across these videos, there's a reason for that. As you can, at some point, you'll recognize the power of, synchronous universe, which I will go into detail later as well. Basically, this book is packed, and I'm trying to find some pictures to go along just to help with the visuals, but here's the electromagnetic, spectrum that we visually see, which is extremely limited, mentioned, less than, I think it's like 0.0035 or something, less than 1%. And all of these have an effect on our consciousness, and all of these are also being processed, even though it seems like what we're seeing is on the external plane. It's being processed in our mind. It's processing in here. All those colors and combinations of the infinite combinations, right? So that's less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum. And these toroidal fields are the life force essence of all living beings. Every cell in the body has a toroidal field around it, which is electricity and magnetism in a combination of compression and expansion, or attraction and repulsion, that is bringing order from chaos in the universe. There are visuals to go along with this as well that let me pull up. Now, we're looking at the toroidal field, the aura, the aura, which the Earth, we have noted, has its own aura borealis, Ouroboros. Here's the human aura, aural field. All these patterns that one has drawn into this is kind of intricate. You see, these are universal patterns that are throughout, interwoven, in lattice form, interwoven throughout nature, interwoven into our being as part of our collective consciousness. These are universal. These are patterns that can be, once understood, utilized in maximizing your creative potential via visualization and imagination on your journey in consciousness expansion. I wanted to continue with the book and try and stay on track. There are plenty of visuals to go through, but I'll set up a separate PowerPoint for the visuals, and we'll go into the words. The electromagnetic universal power, the life force energy, the electricity and magnetism is the universal toroidal electromagnetic biofield When we look up in the sky and see cymatic, we're looking at celestial, cymatics, we're looking at celestial luminaries dancing, as if you will, that has been mapped out for thousands of years as we've moved through different parts of our own galaxy, part of a bigger galaxy. And I don't want to I have this written in other material, and I will present it in the future. This is also available by other people. Just be careful, because a lot of things stay zoomed out and build that inner awareness. That's the goal of consciousness expansion, rather than getting polarized into some truth or belief system that they continue to loop people in. Excuse me. Okay. Kirlian photography has presented energy fields existing and flowing naturally, flowing internally and externally in living tissues of plants, animals, and humans. Cymatic arrangements, sometime with telescopic assistance of ancient, long-known luminary bodies we call planets, dance in a theatrical chronology for billions of years. All this to say, these frequencies that are neither created nor destroyed are in a field of infinite potential, constantly rearranging and reorganizing when a certain vibration or frequency field begins molding creative potential into order in the material plane, spirit into matter, chaos into order, and taking form as physical manifestations in the creation field. There are older books that are fascinating about going into the crystalline structures of minerals, and how even our voice and our frequency vibration can affect and actually move the minerals to form answers for our mantra, or the vibrational resonance coming from our voice, our vocal cord, our instrument. An instrument. The voice is a tool from God. We have to respect these divine parts of ourselves as such, and not see them or take them so lightly, or take them for granted, and just let our tongue fly forever. We all have to grow up, or whatever term you want to use. But I really mean developing a relationship with it, so you realize the power of your voice, and you respect it, and have a love for it, and develop a healthy relationship with it. Sometimes that self-critic can really bring people down for long periods of time, and stagnate them when they're trying to get out of certain challenges that they're inducing themselves, unaware of the fact. So, bringing chaos into order, that is, I'm describing it. Also written, I've written it, it's written other ways as well. But in this material, this is what this is expanding on, to emphasize the universe expanding from within the individual, and not something that we have to understand through a life journey as exoteric. In developing healthy relationships to cultivate an expansion within. Nowadays, and I get into this as well, but obviously, there are so many distractions, and this is why I pour my energy into this material, to spread this awareness to anybody that is interested. So, all this to say, these frequencies that are neither created nor destroyed are in a field of infinite potential, constantly rearranging and reorganizing when a certain vibration or frequency field begins molding creative potential into order in the material plane, spirit into matter, chaos into order, and taking form as physical manifestations in the creation field. The combination of spirit and matter is you, astral traveler. The boundless potential to be is within. Getting closer to God, that is to say, to be honorable with your actions. Okay, I'm just wanting to make things digestible here. A lot of this does transcend into planes of existence multidimensionally. So to be able to apply practical methodology for the individual, or at least build their own magical universe to do such. This is essentially what this is for. This is not telling you what to do, which is also noted in the material. I want you to build your own magical universe within and allow it to unravel and expand in a flow state and not get stagnated by all these polarizing distractions that magnetize our ego, lower states of our animalistic nature to it. All right, let me continue. Be honorable, that is to say, be honorable with your actions. All right, continue. The essence of all exists as an endless flow of potential energies, possibilities, constantly coursing through the breath of divine spirit and synchronous mechanical and spiritual operations, self-contemplation, much of which is still beyond our full comprehension. Noted, we don't have to break this down with some rocket scientist view. This is already built into our code. We just have to remember this. We are remembering, and we need to help each other remind ourselves the divine that is within us. It doesn't mean if people don't seek this, it's fun. It's not what you're out here to. You. The only thing you can control is you. Self-contemplation is the perpetual process of the life spirit, spiritual operation, spirit intelligence that is surging through your being. It's in your breath. It's in your prana, your mana, or mana. Part 3, I'll continue in this book a little bit further. Part 3 will further discuss practical application one can utilize in the matrix to go within and unravel the passion, meaning passio, to suffer, pain, which is the opposite equivalent of pleasure, meaning, non-dualistically speaking, pleasure and pain are the same coin. It is one's experience to the universal mind and to the spirit. For powerful reference, let us refer back to the first paragraph of the mother bearing the child. One can acknowledge the pain that is the experience with joy, pleasure, and love that fills every inch of the mother after birthing her newborn into the Gaia, our womb, Mother Earth. Something I will humbly never experience. However, this is something to be humbled by as a miracle of nature, as miracles are happening all around us and within us all the time. You can define these words, you can get detailed on the semantics, but it's more of a sense of gratitude rather than trying to be breaking all this down to be correct, politically correct. Good job. I'm looking for a more holistic approach. That's what consciousness expansion is about. You can let go of your ego trying to prove things to people. I hope this stuff continues to get broke out of the box as people see the inversion of mainstream being a false reality. It is one experience to the universal mind and to the spirit. For powerful reference, let us refer. Okay, so yes, the mother with the child. Okay. This book, it goes back and forth between spirit and matter because we are intrinsically both interwoven into both. You don't just dematerialize, and I mentioned this in the first video when I said it's called Heads Up Spiritual or Chosen People because of the amount of YouTube algorithm power that exists behind this narrative, this agenda that's being pushed through YouTube. That you could discuss it further. Hopefully people aren't, it seems like it's popular. Maybe it's bots. I don't know. I think a lot of this internet world is now being run by bots, but I'll digress. We'll stay focused, keep the train on the tracks here. Let's roll. So part 3, life has no purpose. The purpose is life. All right, look guys, stop these videos also, not just those other, how to find your purpose, how to do that, if you're breathing, that is your purpose. Your purpose is to live life, okay? That doesn't mean escape life. That doesn't mean escape people and relationships. No, you embrace everything for what it is. And that is the challenge, okay? It's not what you do at your 9 to 5. The challenge is to embrace all aspects of life and love yourself in the process. These are the challenges. Doesn't that sound almost like, it's these are the peaks and the valleys, okay? Embrace the journey. The purpose is life. All right. What is possible in the human experience? Harnessing the ability to protect and control prana, utilizing mind and enabling flow states of creative purpose in the mind to cultivate boundlessly in the faculties of the imagination. Okay, these sentences are embedded to power the mind of the individual reading through the material. So if this, however you get through it, digest it, internalize it, go back through it, reference whatever you need to. This is also noted throughout this course in the book. Oops. Okay. Creative purpose to cultivate boundlessly in the faculties of the imagination. Yes, a sovereign king or queen you are, as your intuition is God. Again, this is to reference the where I've heard this before. When you try to assume that role, then you obviously you need something to put that ladder on, or your ladder is just gonna fall over. So the power, the universal force, is the rock. Okay, this is the symbolism behind the rock being where you can apply a grounded state of well-being to balance your energies on earth within the universe and harness this life force intelligence that permeates the ether and the cosmos, everything. There's more books to go into. It's fascinating. Can't do it in one book. And I also need to attribute and credit this in longer videos, the other material. So the relationships you have with everything is your life experience. Okay, these are short but powerful notes. The relationships we develop with everything in life is the life experience. That is what makes up the journey. All those small things in between. Not that one day you got the promotion, right? Or that, I mean, it's all the things you worked up to get there as well. You can't exclude all that. All right. As within, so without. Who do you listen to? Does most of your life experience consist of consumption, that is, to the external world? Do you spend any time practicing meditation, or in other words, quieting the external world and directing intentions to the internal world? As the spirit perpetually contemplates self, have you given time to listen to it? Surprisingly, to those who have not traveled the multiple dimensional planes of their collective existence with all that is, one will soon acknowledge it does not require special abilities, as the divine and all humans are collectively of a divine intelligence force that is our responsibility to protect and develop individually, and together bring human consciousness collectively to deeper awareness. There's the ability to respond. We are the individual, the spark of divine life force that does have the ability to respond in the first place. That's the gratitude you place in exchange of the words, I have to do this. It's I get to do this. The breath itself is the purpose of life, as well as the contemplation of the life spirit, which is what your prana surges through. The mind is your most powerful tool. That is, with all people, with thoughts, with your habits, with your actions, with nature, with inanimate objects, with technology, with the plants, the animals, with your dreams, the breath you are taking this moment, with memories, with your silent whispers and words aloud, with all that you consume, with your emotions, with the mind, with God. Your relationships are everything. Now, here are some words to take into consideration when developing strategies to optimize healthy energy patterns, eliminating unwanted energy patterns that serve no purpose, transmuting energy patterns that are resourceful but are currently being misdirected, and internally tap the reservoir of prana effectively. Please take your time in this section to study carefully and review the notes as many times as necessary. Okay. Here we are eliminating unwanted energy patterns that serve no purpose, transmuting energy patterns that are resourceful but are currently being misdirected, and internally tap the reservoir of prana effectively, our life force energy. Okay, this section I will save for the next video, but if any of the previous information was interesting to you, I encourage you to check out the other videos in this consciousness expansion course. It will be free for everybody. Anybody that has any questions or concerns about any of the material, please reach out. This book, again, I'll go over the title. Let me just get a cover real fast, and then we'll be out. Peaks and Valleys. There's the title, and it will be in the description below if you're interested. I'm reading directly out of this book. I just recently published it, and if you do happen to come across these videos, you do happen to read this book, please reach out to me. Let me know. I'm trying to work on the information as a writer. I have another book following this book up that I am editing, revising. I'm also going to base a little bit off the feedback that comes from this material, from readers of this material. So, with that being said, thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for listening. I hope that at least a little bit of this was helpful for the listener. And I do encourage anybody, again, please reach out if you have any questions about any of this. This consciousness course will be free. This book, if you want to support, this book is available. So thank you so much again. And I will be back in another video, and we will pick up somewhere around where we left off and continue expansion. So with that being said, everybody take care. Continue to enjoy holiday season if you celebrate the holidays wherever you may be in the world. If you don't, stay warm, It's cool here. Go out and have fun. Be safe. And I'll see you in another video. Much love. Peace.